Well, hello again, and welcome to the MMA Minute featuring our very own Steve Christensen, your Vice President of National Accounts on our business insurance team. Perspective on nuclear verdicts and strategies using in commercial auto liability markets. So, Steve, I know we have hundreds of clients that have fleets, and it's really our job to help them mitigate risk and obviously referred to as nuclear verdicts. Can you start by just context on exactly what are nuclear verdicts and what are some of the trends impacting insurance premiums?
Absolutely, Maddie. Thanks for having me here. First off, a nuclear verdict is generally referred to as a jury award greater than $10 million.
Okay.
Now, nuclear verdicts have been on the rise the last 10 years pretty steadily. For example, in 2010, the average jury verdict was $2.3 million.
Wow.
And today, that has risen to above $22 million for the average jury verdict.
Wow.
Now, there's a number of factors that are contributing to nuclear verdicts. And I'll list off a few of those, but not all of these need to be present to have a nuclear verdict. The first factor that can contribute to nuclear verdicts is the facts surrounding the accident or the car crash.
Sure.
What is our degree of negligence? What type of crash was it? Secondly, the driver's history and the driver record for the driver, of the business that caused the accident.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a history of violations or moving violations, that compromises the defendant's position.
Sure.
Third, if children are involved. So anytime we're seeing children involved in the accident, we are seeing greater potential for nuclear verdicts. And lastly, the jurisdiction matters. So if it's a plaintiff-friendly jurisdiction, there's a lot more likelihood or potential of a nuclear verdict. Now, the juries in these cases, their goal is to send a message and to hold the business responsible for its actions.
Right.
And that's why we're seeing these skyrocketing verdict amounts. And when these factors are present that I listed, we're consistently seeing the juries side with the plaintiffs,
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's in a jurisdiction that's friendly to plaintiffs.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that's worth noting also is that during the COVID lockdown, when there were fewer cars on the road, traffic fatalities actually increased.
Wow.
And that's due to a significant spike in reckless driving, distracted driving,
Mm-hmm.
substance abuse and impaired driving, and also higher speeds with correspondingly higher speed limits on the roads. So all of those factors are, putting pressure on the auto market and the insurance market. And we're seeing increasing auto liability premiums, increasing auto liability deductibles for companies that have large or heavy fleets.
Mm-hmm.
We're also seeing umbrella prices increase and excess liability premiums increase since more and more claims are reaching the umbrella layer of the insurance program and they're exceeding that primary auto limit. So the result is we're seeing a lot of pressure on both the primary auto premiums and deductibles, but also pressure on the excess liability premiums as well.
Wow, Steve. Yeah, those are definitely some very staggering numbers. And, just love to hear from you as an expert. What are some strategies that you like to recommend to your clients in terms of, helping them to avoid one of these nuclear verdicts?
For starters, we want to have the right people on our team. So that starts with a proper hiring strategy, including pre-employment screening of the driving history,
Mm-hmm.
and also drug testing of all the applicants. In addition, we want to do ongoing training and monitoring of our drivers, across the entire enterprise, especially defensive driver training. In addition to the human side of it, there's been a lot of technology advancements and telematics that can help improve the safety of a fleet.
Definitely.
For example, there's collision avoidance technology for heavy trucks And that technology is really improving quickly. And it's becoming more of a requirement for underwriters when they're underwriting a heavy fleet. In addition, there's artificial intelligence camera technology that can monitor driver behavior and identify fatigue or lack of seatbelt usage by the driver. That camera technology can also provide visual evidence of a crash, which 9 times out of 10 is likely to help a truck driver, since the assumption is that the larger, heavier vehicle was at fault. And what we're finding is that a lot of times the larger, heavier vehicle was not at fault. So the camera evidence can definitely help.
For sure.
And companies that are committed to these safety measures are benefiting in a lot of ways. The first and most obvious way is an improved safety culture, fewer auto accidents, and an improved claims experience. That improved safety culture and claims experience results in lower auto and excess liability premiums. And then one often overlooked benefit of having this safety culture is there's increased defensibility following an auto accident. So in the event of an accident, if we have to go to court in front of a jury, a company that has all these practices in place is much more likely to have a favorable outcome in front of a jury.
Absolutely, Steve. And those are some great strategies, and really appreciate your expertise with all this. If you're looking to explore new fleet safety solutions, or if you're just interested in learning more about nuclear verdicts, be sure to check out our latest white paper, The Explosion of Nuclear Verdicts. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and we'll see you at the next MMA Minute.